yesterday. So I'm going to go right to 2. Notice we're looking for a line parallel. That means the slopes are the same. So our new m is still going to be 3/2. We're using our point slope form. This is our point x1, y1. So y minus y1. So y minus 3 is equal to m. So I'm putting in m. Open parenthesis x minus x1. So minus a negative, we're taking the opposite of that. So it's +8. Now I have to distribute my slope through. 3/2 times x is simply 3/2 x. 3/2 times 8. Remember, we divide by what's below. So what's 8 divided by 2? 4 times what's on top. What's 4 times 3? 12. And it's a +12, so we put a plus in front of it. And then I simply have to solve for y. How do I get y by itself? Do you have the sheet, Anna? You're going to want it on your quiz. We have to add 3 to both sides. So we've got y equals, we can't combine anything. We still just have 3/2 x, but then we can combine our constant. What's 12 plus 3? 15. All right, this is the stumper. Some of you were like, I don't know what to do. Well, first of all, look at what x equals 5 looks like. So here's my x-axis, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So right on there it would be. Right above it would be anywhere here. So this is a vertical line. Undefined, exactly. So we know parallel to that also has to be a vertical line, right? And where's the point 2, -6? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So here's the point. Oh, that's 1, -6. 2, -6, sorry. So if I was making a straight line, I would continue to go up this, right? What does x equal here? 2, that's x. 7. Okay, so you did have to kind of think through that one. Parallel to this. Parallel means my slope's the same. Here's my point. Remember my point slope formula. So y minus 0. Can I just write y equals? Yes. My slope is 4/5. And then x minus my x1, which is 20. So minus 20. Now I simply have to distribute. Y is equal to 4/5 x. So divide by what's below. So I've got -4 times 4 is -16. Okay. Show your work. You don't need your Chromebook right now. I know you just want to put your answers in, but what you should be doing is showing your work on the sheet so that you have those notes for the quiz in a moment. All right, last 3 on the back page, perpendicular. So I have to think of this number like a fraction because I have to flip it. The reciprocal of 5 is 1/5. I need the opposite reciprocal. So what's the opposite of 1/5? -1/5. So that's my slope. And here's my x1, y1. Here's my point slope formula. It should be written somewhere for you to use, right? So y minus my y1 is equal to my slope. You do have to do something with perpendicular, right? It's not the same. Times x minus my x1. Now I'm simply distributing. y minus 3 is equal to negative 1/5 x. When I have something below, I'm dividing by that. 15 divided by 5 is 3. Negative times negative is a positive. And then I'm solving for y. So y is equal to negative 1/5 x plus 6. And here is one that we have to think through. So y equals, oh, I did it the wrong way. I was thinking negative 7. So y equals 7 is going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? Y equals 7 here and all the way across here. So this is a slope of 0. But we want it perpendicular. Going through the point 1, 5. So here's 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So think about if we have a horizontal line, perpendicular is a vertical line. So it's got to be a vertical line going through this. So what does x equal here? 1. Those are a little tricky to think through, I get it. But it is something you should know. You're not going to have something like that difficult. All right, here. What's my slope here? My slope here is 1. What's the opposite reciprocal of 1? Well, the opposite of negative 1, if I flip it, it's still negative 1. So my new slope is negative 1. Y minus my y value is equal to my slope times x minus my x value. So the opposite of negative 1 is positive 1 here. I'm distributing, so I'm essentially taking the opposite, negative x minus 1. Y minus 7, so I'm adding 7 to both sides. Y is equal to negative x plus 6. Okay, you've got that sheet. Here comes your quiz so that I can have you take a few notes on there about what pages to look for. You could use your packet, you could use that extra worksheet. I got you. All right, make sure your name's on the top. This first section is on page 2 and 4. So go ahead and write page 2 and 4. That's from your packet. I don't have any. Anybody got an extra pencil? Thanks, Sander. Oh, thank you very much. All right, the second section is from page 11 and 12. You might want to hustle. 2 and 4 and 11 and 12 on the first page. That's in your packet. This next part is 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. There's a lot of things in there, so hopefully that wouldn't be hard to find in your packet, right? Pages 6 through 10 on this section. The next two are from the worksheet, so look there to see how we did those. To refresh yourself, should be pretty fresh, right? And the third page is from page 15, the bottom of page 15. Be sure you're showing your work here if you would like credit. It says to test. So you have to show what you're putting in for this. Remember, you should have this in your notes already, but these are always listed as XY. Okay? So that's page 15. The back top section is 13, 14, and 21. If you need help looking for examples. And the bottom section is 16 through 20 and 22. You've got to graph those. All right, any questions before we begin? All right, do your best. Be sure you're showing your work, taking your time, using your notes. Question?